Look what we have here. Yeah. Yeah. It's my card. It's Captain Impactor. That's me. It even says I'm bold. Yeah. Slide. Hello and welcome back, Transformer TCG enthusiasts. This is Grillenheimer. Thanks for being here. Thanks for enjoying what little stop motion I'm doing and trying to continue the game. We're only going over 3 cards today. Let's start off with the Turbo Twin Blast. Just getting right down into it, trying to make this as short and sweet as I can. The Turbo Twin Blast, I believe, is an uncommon weapon. I didn't write that down, but I think it's an uncommon. It's a hybrid white-black with green pip. You're going to try to want to get this on the flip because, well, let's look at all the parts here. This is it's actually a simpler card than it looks. And maybe I should have flip-flopped this. And we've looked at this before. It's probably been 2 years ago. When you put this on a Decepticon, you may play another Turbo Twin Blast. Up to 2 Turbo Twin Blasts can fit in 1 weapon slot. So this can go on an Autobot. It doesn't just have to go on Decepticons, but you can put 2 immediately on a Decepticon if you have 2 already in your deck. You're welcome. Can only go on a car or truck? No, it can go on anyone. But when the equipped character flips to bot mode, you may scrap an equipped upgrade from another character you control. Originally, when I was looking at this last night and writing this out so I could do the video, I thought this was, you're going to be able to scrap your enemies' upgrades. Wrong. You're scrapping your own enemies. You're scrapping your own upgrades on your characters. So you can't be able to try to get this early in the game. You're going to want to play this somewhere in the middle of the game after you've got some upgrades, and hopefully they'll stick and your opponent's not scrapping your upgrades left and right, which is the nature of the game. I mean, they could rename this game Upgrade Scrap and the Transformers be the cameo, but so you're going to want to put this on a character in alt mode at start. You're going to need some upgrades that maybe stack, like attack drones or something to that effect, to be able to, have some cards you can scrap to be able to get the bold too. So, but yeah, you see where we're going with this. So let's keep reading. When the equipped character flips to bot mode, you may scrap an equipped upgrade from another character you control. If you do, the equipped character gets bold 2 for battle. But we started off, even though it's on the bottom half of the card, you can have up to 2 in a weapon slot. So yeah, you have 2 on a character. Let's say you do put this on a Decepticon. You do happen to have 2 in your hand. The best possible scenario. And you flip to bot mode. Well, that trigger does have to be for each card. Okay? You can't go, well, I'm going to scrap an attack drone from my Megatron, and I got these on I almost said Twin Twist, Trigger Happy or someone. It really doesn't matter. It's not faction based here, guys. I'm going to scrap one of my upgrades. Boom, bold 4. Not how it works. You have to satisfy the trigger for each card, so you're having to scrap 2 cards from one of your other characters to get the bold 4. Okay. Something to think about. I kind of like this. It breaks the 3 max of the game, but you're also having to give up your own upgrades. So you're going to need to, especially in casual gaming, and maybe you are doing the Springer trick to some extent, or maybe you are playing those specialist cards that are quote unquote banned from tournament play or whatever. and you're able to get some upgrades on your characters. Well, this is going to be able to give you the option to scrap some of those extra upgrades on your characters, those enforcement batons or bashing shields or whatever, to give one character bold 4. Okay, but again, you're also going to need some escape routes or something to be able to flip your characters, the UFO card or whatever, to go, okay, I got 2 of these, they're in alt mode, okay, I'm flipping to bot mode, I got to scrap 2 of my other upgrades from another character. Okay, it doesn't have to be from another character, but if you have you're probably not going to want to scrap the cards off the equipped character, because you're going to make that character weaker who's attacking for that moment. You're going to want to get the most out of your character. So, you're definitely going to, it's pretty easy to understand here. So have some, weaker stackable cards on your other characters, flip to bot mode, scrap 2, get bold 4. So it's not just a one-time thing, but again, you're going to have to be able to do this after, 2 or 3 turns of the game to be able to get this effect of this bold 4. Is it big? Yes. Does it give extra attack or defense while they're on there? No. Because you're breaking that bold 3 max, kind of like of a supercharge. Can you play a supercharge and have these and flip and scratch? Yes, you can, and get bold 7. It's insane, but you could do it. But again, you're going to have some lead up to it. I'm making you work for it. Let's go to the signature dampening devices. All these look a little wordy, but they're actually simpler than they look. Hybrid, white and black. It's a uncommon upgrade utility. When you put this on a character, again, in alt mode, it has stealth until the end of your opponent's turn. So this is very temporary stealth. It's only for once on your opponent's turn. But wait, there's more. While you have 3 signature dampening devices equipped on 3 different characters, each character you control has +1 defense until end of battle. Is that enough to warrant to having 3 of these in your deck? I don't know. With the hybrid pip color, you can call them black on the attack, white on the defense, because this is a bit of a defensive card overall, because it have to be at least 3 wide to be able to add +1 of defense to your characters. But there's a caveat here. When the equipped character flips to bot mode, scrap this upgrade. Yeah, so you're going to have to keep them in alt mode. Now, how I play, that's going to be hard for me to do, because every turn, if I have a character that has 2 modes, I'm flipping. So I may only be able to get the +1 defense for a turn. Okay? But other people that don't flip their characters, it just isn't Transformers to me, but you're keeping them at a more advantageous level to have more attack or in their bot modes, or more defense in their alt modes, or whatever, or getting those triggers when you flip them to alt mode, etc. But the point here is getting all 3 on 3 different characters, and they all get +1 to defense. But did you think it? I know you did, because this would be great for combiner teams of 5 or 6 like the Constructicons, because let's read this again. While you have 3 signature dampening devices equipped on 3 different characters, you can only have 3 of the same card in your deck. Each character you control has +1 of defense until end of battle. Each character. Yeah. So the other 2 characters that don't have this equipped can still get the +1 defense. They can still flip to bot mode and not be dropped off. Something to think about. The Mega Missile Catapult is blank. Also, this is a rare card. Also does not have attack. It does not give defense. When simply on a character, when the upgraded character attacks, and you have a Mega Missile Catapult on 2 other tapped characters do 3 damage to an enemy if it has 15 stars or more. Then scrap each equipped Mega Missile Catapult. Now, y'all have seen these cards before, probably 2 years ago. I was really been tweaking and trying to update and getting the text just right on these, and I think this is final. I think this is it for these. And it's taken me a while to really get the verbiage right, and I think this is the best way to do the Mega Missile Catapult. Yeah, it's the image from the 86 movie, right just before Springer says, "I've got better things to do tonight than die." So yeah, you're going to need 3 of these on characters. 2 of them need to already be tapped, and then you have to have 1 that's not tapped, and you put it on that 3rd one, as long as your opponent isn't scrapping your upgrades left and right. And then you attack, you tap your 3rd character to attack. Boom, you get some nice 3 non-attack damage, but it has to be a 15-star character or more. Okay, like Combiners or Metroplex, Thripticon, etc. Those types of characters. Buddy made some cool Titan characters as well. I just forgot their names all of a sudden. My mind is a tabula rasa. But so, and then once that happens, you have to scrap each Mega Missile Catapult, and you get to start all over again. Does not have a green, so you're going to need some cards to be able to get some draw power with, or a character with some draw power, to be able to and at least be 3 wide, to be able to get this to pulled off. So this may not, if you're playing 3 games in a row in casual gaming style with a friend, then yeah, this is going to be sideboard fodder. If they're playing 4 wide, you're not going to be able to use this. But if they're with a combiner team, you have a chance of being able to, I can get this to pull off. Let me put this in with the next game. So there's that. It is a rare for what it is, because if you get this pulled off, it is 3 non-attack damage, which is nice. If they have my insulation compound card, I think that's what it's called, they're only going to get 2 non-attack damage instead of the 3, because it knocks off 1 non-attack damage, if you remember. So there's that to consider. So that's all I really have time for. But what do you think? We went over the Turbo Twin Blast, the signature dampening device, which is an image from Beast Wars, and the Mega Missile Catapult, which is an image from the 86 movie. Trying to incorporate parts of the show and movies into the game to make it make sense, to have some decent payoff, some decent effects, to where you go, I got 5 characters, I can use this, I can try to get this to work. He's got a green pip on the Turbo Twin Blast, I like playing Decepticons, I can get Bolt 4 out of this. Things to think about. I think these are pretty neat. Let me know if you think the payout is okay, or if maybe I should have added some attacker defense on these. I thought there was so much going for them. I didn't do that. I didn't want to make them too, maybe not rare, but too ridiculous for the sake of what's going on with these cards, because it is a lot to read, a lot to process. At the same time, they're really easy for what you're trying to do here. Okay. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening in. Throw scraplets at that like button if you haven't done already. It's been too long since I've done one of these videos. I appreciate y'all being here. Don't y'all just have a great day. Have a blessed day. And as always, Autobots, let's flip out and let's roll for it.